How's the market doing? Hi everyone, Yinan here. Happy New Year 2025. We haven't done one of these chatting videos for a while. Just wanted to share my thoughts and experience about the first 2 weeks of January, just to give you a quick update on what I think the market is doing in the GTA real estate market. So overall, people generally expect the spring market to be stronger. However, I feel like January 2025 so far is fairly weak comparing to previous years. Is it stronger than December? Yes. Like currently we have a better market than the December market. However, I don't think it's stronger than January last year. If you compare to January 2024, there was multiple bidding wars going on. There was I remember a listing of mine sold February 1st last year. We got over 20 offers. I don't expect any of my listing to be getting 20 offers right now, right, in January and early February. So that's general feel. We're getting some tractions. There's people booking showings. There's buyer asking questions. But because we have way more listings than last year, if you look at the stats, we have about 48%, let's call it 50%. We have 50% more active listings at the end of December 2024 comparing to December 2023. When they have more choices, the buyers will take more time to make their decisions and they like to shop around a bit more. And on average, the number of buyers per listing is going to be less, therefore reducing the heat from bidding war possibilities. And especially now, because we have an upcoming rate decision for both US and Canada coming up at the same time, January 29th. So that usually hinders the 2 weeks before that decision date. If we based on last year's experience, in Canada we had 5 rate cuts in 2024. Almost every one of those rate cuts, the week or 2 weeks before the rate cut decision, the market generally comes into a stall mode. The buyer just started waiting and they want to see what's going to happen. They want to wait for that decision of the rate cut before they decide if they want to buy real estate, right? And because we have been keep dropping rates, there's a lot of buyers who are just waiting to see when is the rate going to stop dropping. That's when they're going to buy it, because that's when they can get the best rate on the mortgage. If our rates keep dropping, they're likely going to keep waiting, because why not? They want to wait for a better rate, right? If you commit to a mortgage rate, that's 2, 3, 5 years of commitment. So buyers a lot of them are waiting for the next decision. So in my thought, if the next rate cut is actually, there's no rate cut, it indicates that rate cut has reached a near-term bottom. Maybe that will spur some buyers to actually be interested in joining the market, because they feel like, okay, rate cut has almost finished, time to go in the market. If the rate cut keeps dropping another 25 basis points, I think it will help February, make February a better month than January, but I don't think it's gonna be as hot as last year. Just a general feeling based on the amount of inventory right now. We did have a lot more new listings in January came to market. We do have buyers, but there's a lot of sellers as well. So especially condos, right? For freehold houses, the first 2 weeks of January was pretty good. There was one day, one night, I sold 2 listings. You probably saw it in my other videos. 2 listings, none of them were supposed to have the bidding offer on that day, right? One of them supposed to have the offer date the next week. The other one didn't even have an offer date. Our asking price was the true reflection of the seller expectation. And both of them had multiple offers that came in, right? The one that's supposed to have the offer date next week had 5 fully offers. And the one that's not supposed to have an offer bidding had 3 competing offers. So the first 2 weeks of January, we did have a bit of action, which understandable. Some buyers return from the holidays, they go in the market, there's relatively less inventory compared to, let's say, October or November. So it creates a little bit of traction. But right now, I personally feel like the next 2 weeks is going to be relatively slower, because everybody's waiting for the rate cut decision. And in February, it's supposed to be better than January, because usually February is the center or the peak of the spring market, right? February, March, and then April generally slows down a bit. So we'll see. I think after the rate cut, there should be another few weeks of activity. I do foresee there's more buyers come out, right? So if you're selling your listing, make sure you have the proper exposure to capture those buyers. But if you're expecting a big price jump, if you're expecting the price to be, have a big jump like the other spring markets, I personally don't feel like that's going to happen. In fact, I personally feel like 2025 is likely going to have one of the weaker spring markets. There are going to be more buyers, there are going to be more transactions, but price-wise, I don't foresee it having a huge move. Okay, so take that to your advantage, like whether you're a buyer or a seller. Think about, the both scenarios, right? And how do you want to, I guess, plan out your timeline, and how do you want to hedge your risks? So that's just my quick thoughts about the current market. It's a market that has a little bit of action, but it's not enough to spur a big price jump. Okay, but it's still better than December. So it's I do think there will be a spring market in 2025. It's just the degree of the impact to the price or the length of time might not be as strong as previous years. Okay, that's just my thoughts, my guess. And any questions, feel free to comment below. And until next time.